Welcome to another Mold Breaker Empowerment Forum. As always, I am delighted to be in your company discussing another aspect of health and wellness. We started on a journey 5 weeks ago looking at health and utilizing the World Health Organization's definition of health, which is basically the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. We looked at two of the three components of health captured in that definition: the physical and the mental or psychological. And today we begin to look at the social aspect of health. And I am certain that many individuals do not factor in their social life as a part of their overall health and well-being. But I have news for you, and that is that your social health is the pillar of wellness. What does that mean? It means that your wellness is built on your social well-being. Your social well-being enables you to be a healthy, functional individual. It is concerned with your ability to establish healthy and rewarding interpersonal relationship with others. The others are those that you encounter on your daily journey, be it in your home, on your workplace, in your workplace, on your job, at school, at play, or during social gatherings with family, friends, community. How we relate to each other actually affect us very significantly. Mentally, physically, we are affected by the relationship that we have with others. I am sure that each of you can identify the feeling in your body when you are functioning in a agreeable environment with those around you. There is happiness, there is joy, there is contentment, there is peace, and there is this feeling of serenity. You feel as if you can conquer the world. That's because things are going well. Now imagine when things are going bad. What does your body feel? What does your mind process? How are you thinking? These are all connected to the environment and the interactions that you are having with persons in your environment. And that is why health is defined as comprising of these three critical components: the physical, the mental or psychological, and the social. So why is good social health important? It is important because if it isn't, there are two extremes, as always: the good and the bad, or the very good and the very bad. And in the very good, the body has a tendency to thrive, to be healthy, to be productive, to be at its best, radiant and jubilant and energized, invigorated to conquer and achieve. But when it's on the other extreme, then you feel depressed, you feel discouraged, you feel as if there is no hope in life and you don't want to continue. You know, I saw a recent story of a young man, very professional, who literally took the lives of two individuals and then his own life. And oftentimes we hear of these situations and we think, oh, he had a problem. Oh, he was just horrible. But he was human, comprising of the very same elements, the very same needs that we all have. So what went wrong in his social well-being that drove him to cause harm to others? Others whom he once established a loving relationship with. That is because there was a breakdown. Was it a physical, mental, or social? Clearly, there were two components, the social and the psychological. And when we are not able to keep those elements of our lives in the middle ground, then we are inclined to go more towards the natural default state, which is negativity. And when negativity takes over, there is almost no point of return unless there is some intervention. And often, what do we do as humans? We hastily judge the other individual, but there had to have been some breakdown in his systems of support, in his system of clarity when it comes to making sound judgment. And unfortunately, when we encounter repetitive disappointments, the repetitive failure, we not only harm ourselves, but we harm those around us that we feel have contributed to our failure. And so, social well-being, what does it look like? Basically, it involves us being able to adapt to social changes. Situations in our lives change from time to time. And where do we get the ability to adapt? Well, it isn't innate. Adaptability is definitely something that we were born to be able to do, but it is crowded, it is surrounded, it is infused by a socialization. It is, I just got a light bulb moment just now. Our socialization process is where our social health is literally developed, harnessed, refined, reviewed, and built. We grow socially based on what we encounter in our environment from the time we enter this world. But there comes a time when reality is so overbearing. But good social health requires us to be able to stay and remain ourselves despite the situation, the changing situations around us. It also requires us to be able to recognize when it is time to step back step away, seek help. And basically, if those people that are in our environment are not helping us, but they are judging, they are condemning, they are rejecting, they are constantly, then we feel this darkness, this dark cloud all around us that says, you know what? I am gonna start some hurting. But that's not good social health. Good social health is about being able to establish boundaries, to be able to balance your personal and your social life, to know those things that are good for you, those things that cause you stress, knowing when to cut off, knowing when to continue. If we lack those filters in our lives, then we are bound to self-destruct. We are bound to destroy the lives of those around us. And then, of course, healthy social life involves having a support network of family and friends. And let me say, a healthy network of family and friends are a cluster of uplifting individuals, a cluster of individuals who are not afraid to say to you, my brother, my sister, I think that we can look at this situation from a different perspective and find a better solution that will help all of us. We have to know when to sever ties. If we don't know when to sever ties, we will be overwhelmed. We will plunder under the pressures of this life, of the pressures that are coming in from other individuals. A balanced social life is a good state of social well-being. Social well-being is the pillar of wellness. I repeat, social health is the pillar of well-being. And so therefore, no matter where we are, whether it's on the job, whether it's in our home, whether it's in the play environment, whether we are encountering new individuals for the first time, we are able to adapt. We are able to conduct ourselves in a way that it is safe, secure, and respectful of all concerned. Now, unfortunately, we live in an age where people find it easier to judge. They find it easier to ostracize, isolate, and be mean. Act mean, say mean things, portray negative attitude, isolate you. But a good social health will have you in the place where you are confident in yourself. And when people demonstrate negativity towards you, disrespect, you don't take it as a reflection of yourself, but a reflection of the perpetrator, a reflection of the individual who is demonstrating such behavior. And you ought to be able to continue in that environment by shifting your focus. Once you know that you are an individual worthy of respect, worthy of love, worthy of positive energy. You exude those very same attributes towards others. There is a saying that where the attention goes, your energy will flow. So direct your attention towards positivity and dismiss the negative energy that comes towards you. I have this thought of being in the world but not of the world. It's like being a catalyst. You are in the activities that surround you, but those activities are not changing you. You are exuding the energy that is required to keep that system going, whilst you yourself remain intact. That is good social health. Excess of pressure is not good social health, and it can cause you to go along the path contrary to your personal beliefs, contrary to your personal values, contrary to your personal goals, mission, vision for yourself. Your direction is to succeed. And when you encounter negativity, you don't always automatically dismiss it, because if you are a positive individual, you want to give others the benefit of the doubt, and when the opportunity presents itself, you want to be able to give a positive spin to whatever is going on. But there are times when that is impossible. The song, The Gambler, says you have to know when to hold and know when to fold, know when to walk away and know when to run. And it requires you to be in a state of mental wellness, and that mental wellness transfers into your social. And when we continue next week, we will see just how the negativity or the absence of social well-being can negatively affect your physical and your mental states. Yes, you are born to be socially adaptive. You are born with the ability to change your position. It's like when you are exposed to heat, you generally want to move away because you know that remaining in that state of excess heat or even excess cold can be harmful to you. And it is the same way when you are in social environments. Some environments can be very toxic, others can be very calming, inviting, refreshing. Choose those environments that enhances your state of well-being, and those that are harmful, be ready, willing, and able to change your direction, because in so doing, you preserve yourself and you preserve others. There are some skills that you must be able to master in order to acquire and lead a healthy social life. And next session, we will look at some of these. We will look at how poor social engagement affect you physically and mentally. And you will determine for yourself that it is better if I choose the path of health versus negativity, which is the opposite of healthy and positive. I am Audrey Melanie. I am your Mold Breaker Doc. I encourage you to think about your social situation. Think about what it is that you do. How do you stay and remain yourself in changing situations when the pressure is on you to go contrary to that which you desire? How do you create boundaries that are healthy, that benefit both you and those around you? How do you balance your personal life with your social life? How do they mesh? How do they mirror each other? Or are they conflicting? Do they cause you to do things that you would much prefer to stay away from? Social health, social well-being is the pillar of holistic wellness. When you are socially balanced, you are physically and mentally on the right path to being a whole, productive, and healthy individual. This is indeed the Yuletide season. We are still under COVID conditions, and I think social health is particularly important at this time, at this juncture of Earth's history. One of the things that COVID brought into being was social distancing. Initially, there was the need to distinguish social isolation from social distancing. We don't want to isolate ourselves because we are social beings by our very nature. But as social distancing encourages safety against COVID, so does social distancing in the right circumstances, under the right conditions, preserve our personal health and well-being. But we must remain connected. It is important for us to have a healthy support network of family and friends. But it is also very important to be able to distinguish the healthy from the unhealthy. And next segment, we will look at that. So I wish for you, as you continue into the Christmas season and into the new year 2022, that you begin to think about all that has been presented to you over the last 5 weeks and see what's in it for you. Because above all, our Creator desires that we prosper and be in good health. So I wish for you good health. Good health is in your hands. Take control. Break the mold that prevents you from being your best self. Until next week, take care and stay safe.